Hey and welcome to the Daily Man United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Renewing contract of Diogo Dalot, main priority at right back for Man United. Manchester United are keen on renewing the contract of Portugal international Diogo Dalot as soon as possible and keeping a hold of him. The 23-year-old's extension is the Red Devils' main priority for the right back position. His existing deal was set to expire at the end of the 22-23 season. However, the Old Trafford side recently triggered the option to add an additional year to the 23-year-old's contract. Dalot is open to staying and could put pen to paper next month. Speaking to Give Me Sport, transfer guru Fabrizio Romano revealed that United want to secure the long-term future of Dalot quickly. He said the following: "From what I am told, United have made conversations with agent, but it depends on Wan-Bissaka. Their main priority at right back is to sign a new deal with Diogo Dalot. So, they want Dalot to sign a new deal as soon as possible and then focus on signing a right back." The 23-year-old has been the first name on the team sheet since the arrival of Erik Ten Hag. He started in all but one fixture for the Red Devils this season before the 2022 World Cup break. Dalot fortunes at the Manchester-based club changed with the departure of the Norwegian head coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, the Portuguese international has cemented his place in the Dutch manager's starting lineup. As a result, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has hardly seen any game time. This has plunged the 24-year-old's future at the Old Trafford side into uncertainty. The Manchester-based club are open to letting the former Crystal Palace star leave in the upcoming transfer window. Wan-Bissaka has been decent in our last couple of fixtures. However, if the 25-year-old ends up leaving, we will evidently need to add competition for Dalot in the squad. Christian Eriksen sad about untimely exit of Cristiano Ronaldo from Manchester United. Manchester United star Christian Eriksen has stated that the untimely exit of Cristiano Ronaldo from the Red Devils was sad. The Denmark international is glad to have shared a pitch with the 37-year-old. The Old Trafford side terminated the five-time Ballon d'Or winner contract just before the start of the 2022 World Cup. In his controversial interview with Piers Morgan, the Portugal international criticized the club and Erik Ten Hag. Speaking to the media via Manchester Evening News, Eriksen expressed disappointment at Ronaldo's departure. However, the 30-year-old is looking forward to the rest of the season. Eriksen said the following: "First of all, we are sad that Cristiano Ronaldo is not part of it. His legacy and his name at any club is special. For me, to be fortunate to play with him in my career was very nice. The football goes on. You feel that the next game after, people will forget what it was like before. And now, our focus is really like he is not here." Manchester United contact forwards agent to rival Tottenham for Martin Terrier. Manchester United and Tottenham could reportedly both be set to battle it out for the transfer of Rennes striker Martin Terrier. According to a report from French outlet Media Foot, both Man United and Spurs have recently been in contact with Terrier's agent to sound out the possibility of a deal. Terrier scored 21 goals in all competitions last season, and the 25-year-old has continued to impress this term with 11 goals in 20 games so far. There is surely room for the talented French forward at United right now, with the Red Devils in need of a replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo since his contract was terminated. Tottenham, meanwhile, are a little overly reliant on Harry Kane, with Richarlison yet to hit form since joining from Everton in the summer, while Son Heung-min's performances have dipped in recent times. Terrier will surely want to move to a bigger club soon, and there are good reasons for him to strongly consider both United and Tottenham, with both clubs likely to be in the running for a top 4 place this season and next. January transfer unlikely for Olympique Lyon fullback Malo Gusto amidst Manchester United interest. Manchester United have scrapped plans to put in a bid for Olympique Lyon star Malo Gusto in the upcoming transfer window, according to the Daily Mail. Instead, the Red Devils will try to pursue the League One outfit to part ways with the 19-year-old next summer. While the Old Trafford side are keen on a new right back, they will have to wait a bit. The Manchester-based club, along with the Premier League rivals Newcastle United, are interested in the youngster. However, a move for him in January is unlikely. Gusto has come up through the ranks at Lyon and broke into the first team last season. The France under-21 international has cemented his place in Ligon's starting lineup in the current campaign this term, while the 19-year-old has mostly played at right back. He has also been deployed a bit further up the pitch on some occasions. The youngster has featured 14 times in League One in the 22-23 season. At the moment, Diogo Dalot is the first choice right back at United, and with Wan-Bissaka doing well currently in the absence of Dalot, we can let this deal be delayed for the time being. Erik Ten Hag serious about signing Napoli centre-back Kim Min-jae to bolster Manchester United. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag is serious about signing Napoli star Kim Min-jae to bolster the Red Devils' backline, according to Tuttomercato Web. The Old Trafford side are ready to strike the centre-back's signature. However, a deal for the South Korea international is likely next summer. Luciano Spalletti's team signed the 26-year-old in the recent transfer window. As a result, they will not be keen on letting him leave just 6 months after his arrival from Fenerbahce. Min-jae has been brilliant in his short time in Italy. The defender has caught a lot of people's eyes with his displays for Napoli in the current campaign. Napoli are at the top of the Serie A table at the moment. They are unbeaten in the league this season. They also finished top of their Champions League group and will face Eintracht Frankfurt in the round of 16. The South Korean has been a pivotal player for Spalletti. This term, the 26-year-old has made 20 appearances in all competitions for the Italian outfit and has found the back of the net 2 times. Min-jae also featured for his national side in Qatar. The 26-year-old started in 3 of South Korea's 4 fixtures at the 2022 World Cup. However, Korea were beaten by Brazil in the round of 16. Erik Ten Hag has a stacked backline for now. Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez have been the Dutch manager's preferred pairing this season. However, the former Ajax head coach can also count on Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. Thus, until a defender decides to leave the Red Devils in the coming months, Min-jae's signing does not seem necessary. However, will the Old Trafford side sign the South Korean further down the line? Only time will tell. Ex-Birmingham CEO says Manchester United offered Jude Bellingham the most money. Former Birmingham City CEO Don Green has told how Manchester United pushed hardest to sign Jude Bellingham in 2020. United identified Bellingham as a star of the future while he was at Birmingham and tried everything to sign him. Green says he was confused by Bellingham's choice but also admired how bold he was and how well it has worked out, he explained via Mundo Deportivo. United made the biggest offer we received compared to Bayern, Dortmund, Leicester or other clubs like Wolves. Ed Woodward was the most insistent. We sat down and talked about how we could convince Bellingham, but Jude didn't make any decisions based on money. They offered much more salary compared to the rest, maybe double. He was going to have guaranteed millions in the bank, and he did not take them. That's not normal for a player at all. He sat down with Solskjaer until Woodward brought Ferguson that day, another day, to Cantona to try to convince him. He chose Dortmund over Bayern despite not being sure to win titles and money. He put all that behind his development. How many players would do that? Because nothing is guaranteed at Dortmund, it might not have turned out well. It's just typical of Ed Woodward's failed spell in charge to hear him having money in front of a young player to try and convince him to join. What United failed to do was to convince Bellingham that Manchester United were the best club for his career to learn and develop as a footballer. Perhaps in 2020 that simply wasn't the case, but in 2023 United appear to be focusing efforts on Bellingham on the player's development. The Telegraph report Manchester United's strategy to try and land Bellingham is focused on manager Erik Ten Hag, who believes he can help Bellingham to maximize his potential. He also reportedly plans to build his side around him, something United could not promise Bellingham in 2020, instead just able to offer 15 to 20 appearances per season at the most. Bellingham will have plenty of offers this summer, and he will be highly paid wherever he chooses. Manchester United seem to have learned that money is not the answer, as Woodward believed it was. Bellingham's rejection was a costly miss. Man United must sign Dusan Vlahovic in January to boost the Champions League hopes. Manchester United must sign Juventus striker Dusan Vlahovic this winter as they look to bolster their prospect of qualifying for the Champions League next season. The Red Devils have been impressive during the first half of the campaign. They are currently 1 point adrift of 4th place Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League with a game in hand. The club are certainly in a good position in the Champions League race at the moment, but this should not prevent them from spending on a marquee striker next month. Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford are currently the regular striker options under manager Erik ten Hag, but the former has already suffered 3 injuries this season. United must be wary of Martial's injury record going forward, and in our view, they should pursue a high-profile option in January to fill the void left by Cristiano Ronaldo's exit. Vlahovic is one of the best young strikers in world football, and Tutto Mercato Web have recently revealed that Juventus could sanction his sale for €90 million in January. The Red Devils have their sights on a top 4 league finish this term, and Vlahovic's arrival could enhance their prospect as he is gifted with superb finishing skills. Things have not worked out for him with Juventus, but he could excel with a progressive style of play under Erik ten Hag. He will have more chances to find the back of the net. Champions League football is obviously critical for United to lure world-class talents such as Jude Bellingham next season, but it could also speed up a potential takeover. United owners, the Glazer family, could receive more lucrative bids on the negotiation table. It can be considered as a win-win situation for both heading into the summer. The big question is whether United can afford Vlahovic this winter. It could be possible if they decide to take a loan or finalize a staggered payment deal over multiple seasons. United can also qualify for the Champions League by lifting the Europa League title, but for this, they must first cross the hurdle of Barcelona in the knockout playoff round. Atletico Madrid forward Joao Felix, the only name Manchester United are being linked with. Joao Felix, Atletico Madrid forward, is currently the only name being seriously linked with a move to Manchester United in the upcoming transfer window. However, the Red Devils are looking to bring players in on loan in January. The Portugal international has fallen down the pecking order at Los Rojiblancos this season. Speaking via Manchester Evening News, the Athletics football correspondent David Ornstein has revealed that the 23-year-old is the one being talked about in association with the Old Trafford side. However, details of a loan move must be appropriate for the Manchester-based club for it to happen. He said the following: "I don't think there is much money to spend at Manchester United, so I don't want to disappoint fans, but it's most likely going to have to be a loan deal. The only name I am hearing primarily at the moment is Joao Felix, again if the numbers come down on a loan basis. It remains to be seen whether the Red Devils end up getting Felix's signature in January." Benfica president Rui Costa confirms Man United target Enzo Fernandez can leave for £106 million in January. Benfica president Rui Costa has said that the midfielder Enzo Fernandez can leave in January if any interested club is prepared to meet the €120 million release clause in his contract. The Argentine has been in splendid form since his move to Benfica from River Plate last summer. He was superb during his first few months at the club and went on to impress at the World Cup. Fernandez was initially on the bench in Qatar, but manager Lionel Scaloni soon realized his potential and decided to play him ahead of Leandro Paredes in the defensive midfield role. His stock has definitely risen after the World Cup success, and Costa has now made it clear that Benfica won't sell him in January unless a club is willing to trigger the buyout clause. He told DAZN via Goal, "We don't want to give up Enzo Fernandez in January, but we are willing to please the boy in the event of a €120 million offer." United were reportedly scouting Fernandez at River Plate earlier this year, but they were beaten to his signature by Benfica, who only paid €12 million up front. The club's indecision on the player has proved costly. The youngster is now one of the most sought after midfielders in world football following a superb World Cup. United have recently intensified contacts with Benfica for his services, but their chances of signing him are slim, particularly with interest from Chelsea and Liverpool. The Blues are currently said to be leading the race to sign the 21-year-old, and United have no choice but to pay a club record £106 million fee to open transfer talks. Whether they will do so is a big question. United's main priority for January is a new striker, and this has been repeatedly confirmed by manager Erik Ten Hag. They don't need another defensive central midfielder for now, but may not get another chance to land Fernandez, with the clubs wanting to sign him this winter. Fernandez, who was described as spectacular by Argentina's Lionel Messi at the World Cup, has all the hallmarks of being a world-class midfielder in the future. I will be uploading daily Man United news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.